Hello, hi and welcome to my podcast Dare to be Happy, or in German, Trau dich happy. I'm Luisa and I'm coach for ease and lightness in the job and for positive mindset. Today I want to talk about something which is super useful for work, but it's also useful for your whole life. It is a super easy trick how you can achieve all your goals. And when I say all your goals, I really mean all your goals. So everything what you want, you are able to achieve. The first step and the first starting point is something I want to explain you today. And as we are talking about ease at work, lightness at work, but as well success at work with this ease or with the easy way of doing it, this is super, super crucial, and it's a super great and easy way how you can start that journey. And as mentioned, also for your whole life, it is super important. So I will kind of open the little or unveil the little secret. So it is super, super important to do exactly one thing to be successful. It is essential for your success. It is essential for what you want to achieve, being in the job, being private, etc. It is to define your vision and to define your goal. It sounds super easy, but if you think about when you want to achieve something, how do you phrase it? How do you tell people what you want to achieve? Most of the times, what I'm observing with all my coaches, but also with people I'm kind of leading in the organization, very often they say and they know what they don't want. They don't say what they want. They are not concrete and they do not phrase it in a positive way. Very often they phrase it in the future tense, which is also limiting your unconscious mind to achieve it. So the first thing is really to define your goal, to be very clear about it. So imagine you want to save more money. Let's say you say, hey, in the next year, I want to save more money because I want to go on a big trip around Christmas. Then to save money, this is very generic. So what does it mean for you to save money? What exactly do you want to have? What amount of money do you want to have? And if you have a very clear goal, or as well when you say, hey, I want to lose some weight, or I want to gain more muscles, or I want to be more sporty, this is too vague. So it is super important that you define your goal, the concrete you can, but as well in a positive way. You define it not I want to be or I will be. You say, in November, I have achieved to save whatever amount of money. And I will feel this, and this. I feel great. I feel proud. And you have a reason for what you want to do that. Yeah, so it's not only about defining your vision and your goal. It is also about how you define it. So concrete, in a positive way. You also need to be kind of putting it into past tense even, or in the present tense. And last but not least, you also need to be emotionally connected. And this is what I mean. You need to have a reason for what you want to achieve it. And this reason needs to be close to your heart. That's what it means to be emotionally connected. Why? Why do you want to have saved that amount of money? Because you want to go on this big trip with maybe your kid, your family, and you want to really learn more about a certain country or culture. Maybe you have a cultural different background and you want to learn more about the culture where you are from. So it needs to be emotionally connected. So you really need to want it. But for wanting it, you also need to specify it in a concrete way. And how does this concreteness and this goal make you achieving it? So it's the emotional connection, it's the why, it's the purpose why you want to have it. But it's also, you have to have it present. And if you reflect and think and define this goal, it is present for you because you take time to create it. It takes time to reflect, do you really want it? And it also supports you or drives you in deciding, so how you take decisions. Let's take the example of you want to be more fit, you want to be more healthy, you want to gain more muscles, you want to lose some weight. Yeah. Whenever you kind of want to go to the fridge again after 10 p.m. or whatever it is, you should have this goal kind of present, and you would ask yourself, if I'm that person who has that goal, if I'm this sporty person, would I eat now a burger at 10 p.m.? Or would I drink another glass of wine? Or, you have this goal, you have this wish, which is emotionally connected to you, which can help you to take certain decisions as well. Yeah, you might rather going out for dinner with somebody. You might say, hey, let's rather eat something light and go for a walk afterwards. So it guides you as well in how you live your life and what decisions you take. And this is nothing somebody else should tell you. And this is always when we put ourselves goals, very often we just take what others do. I don't know, maybe you reflect before you kind of say, yes, I want that. You really think, is it something I want? What really is connected to my wish, to my emotion, to my broader goal purpose? Or is it something which maybe my partner wants, or maybe my parents, or maybe society, or maybe this is just what people want? So one very easy example is to be rich. A lot of people want to be rich. But do they really want to be rich? And why do they want to be rich? What is their emotional connection to it? Do they just want to be rich because everybody wants to be rich, or because it's easy to be rich? But what is it? Why do they want to be rich? They or you, if this is one of your goals, reflect, do I really want it? Or is it something because everybody wants it and because everybody wants to be rich? Okay, so I want to be rich as well. What is your emotional connection? What is your why? Ask yourself, is this really my wish? And if yes, reflect a little bit further. Why is this my wish? Why do I want to be rich? And what would I do if I was rich? And then whenever you take a decision in terms of job, in terms of, I don't know, going on holiday, in terms of whatever, what decisions do I want to take if I want to be rich? What would somebody who is rich take in terms of decisions? So what does it mean for your job? I talked a little bit more about life in general, but as well in your job. When you have conversations with your line manager, you should know what you want. You should be aware of what is possible. And don't say, I theoretically would love to lead people, but it's anyhow not possible in my area of responsibility. No. Please, I want to invite you to reflect on, what do you want? What is it what you really like? What is it where you feel you are good at? And where do you want to maybe develop to? Don't say things like, I don't want to do admin work, or I don't want to do that. I don't like to present on a stage. I don't like whatever. It's not about what you don't like. It might guide you to your goal and to your wish and what you like. But I want to invite you to really think about, what is it what I want to be? What should my next step in my career be? Maybe it is to stay where you are. It can be whatever you think is right for you. If you want to develop or do a training on certain things, you can ask for everything. If you don't ask, you always have a no. And if you don't talk about what you want at work, what you wish, where you want to develop to, you will never get it. You should talk about it. You should tell people. You should be proud about it. You can also observe yourself when you talk about your goal and your wish. Is it something where you are passionate about? Is it something where you are kind of shy about, and why? So when you start creating your goal, your wish, for example, at work, talk about it. It also helps you to fine tune. There might be people who ask you, why do you want that? There might be people who question your goal. And it doesn't matter. It just helps you to reflect a little bit more. Be open for these questions. Be proud about your start, that you talk about your goal and what you want to be. If you want to be a vice president and you are still far away, it is okay that you talk about it. If you want to stay in the role you are, it is okay to talk about it. People should know. And this also shows a certain confidence. It also can start to materialize when you start talking about it. If you keep it in your drawer and you don't talk about what you want to achieve, you will not achieve it. Yeah? So maybe to summarize, it's really about define your goal, define your vision, define your goal in a certain way. Make sure it's positive, it's in the past or in the present. Make sure to talk about it. Make sure to also get an emotional connection. So what's the why behind your goal? And really talk about it. Ask for things. It can really help you as well to support you in certain decision taking, in big decisions, in small decisions. Always ask yourself, what would a person do who has that goal as well? Or what would a person do who had already achieved that goal? Yeah, for example, being sporty, being fit, whatever. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this little episode of my Dare to Be Happy podcast inspired you and motivated you as well to set clear goals. It is so important for everything in life. It is really a super, super helpful and easy way of how you can start achieving your goals at work or at business or at your private life, in life in general. So it would be super cool if you like that episode, if you put a like wherever you are listening to the podcast, if you put a comment, if you maybe share this episode with a good friend or family member where you feel they could be, kind of benefit from this little inspirational talk. And you can visit me as well on my homepage, www.luisatillmann.com. And if you want to have a first kind of talk with me, kind of a chemistry call, feel free to drop me a note. I have a contact form on my homepage, and I'm happy to support you in starting to define your goal. All the best and happy day, evening, your Luisa.